Modern YouTube Center. Welcome back to my channel. Asisithi Sejosengoe, and I'm glad to have you here. Today I'm joined by my lovely husband, Sejosengoe, and today we're going to be talking about sleep training. We've had our fair share experience of sleep training our 1-year-old, and which is something that we both agree that we should have done a long time ago. But anyway, so we did it after she turned 1, and we probably wouldn't have started had we not actually gone to our pediatrician for the 1-year checkup, and then he's the one who took us through the process of sleep training, how it happens, what we must do, what we mustn't do. And so so today we're just going to take you guys through what our experience has been like, our regrets, the mistakes we've made, things we actually want to change, should there be a baby number 2, and so hopefully you will enjoy this. So sit back, relax, grab your tea or coffee because it's been cold, and just listen, and hopefully we'll have something worthwhile to add on your education list. So babe, what has been your experience of sleep training?
It's not so bad. It's okay. The outcome is fantastic. The process is terrible. So I don't know what you say. The outcome is good.
Yes, the outcome has been.
The outcome has been So
because by the process we mean that especially the first week, because it was horrible. So what happened was, in the past, Uluacho would not sleep unless we rock her, shushuza her
for a solid 20 minutes.
For a solid. Sometimes even more than that. And then I'd have to use the boob, and we tried giving her a comfort or doll, or putting her in her own bed, all the other things of trying to remove her from using us as comfort to fall asleep, but nothing ever worked. And so sometimes I'll have to put her on my back, would nunu-pie her. Nunu-pieing is it kangaroo?
I think people call it a kangaroo.
I think it's a
pouch.
Kangaroo pouch.
I don't know.
So we have to use that and rock for as my husband said, solid 20 minutes for her to fall asleep. And obviously that was exhausting, and it did take a toll on us emotionally and physically. And so then when she finally sleeps, she would sleep for about...
In the beginning, when she was an
infant.
So babies wake up every 2 hours to feed. So normally they change after 3 months.
About 3 months.
Then they sleep longer. Loaho instead became worse. It went from 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, and then it became now. She would wake up an hour and an hour and a half. And then now as she grew older, closer to being 1 year, sometime around 7-8 months, half an hour, 20 minutes. She takes power naps at night.
So it would be if you put it down at 9, at 9:30 we knew she would be up, and then it would take another 10 to 20 minutes to put her back to sleep, and then again. So it was the whole process throughout the night. So we had to take turns. We knew that so if I go for this 30 minutes and I put it down, then the next time later we have to go. So we were awake, babe, around the clock.
Funny enough, I survived. Well,
we did. We survived. Because now we look back and we're so exhausted, but we didn't look like we were exhausted. We were still performing well at work, and I was still able to function during the day, because even her daytime naps, the same thing would happen. And then now she would sometimes sleep 10 minutes for the whole day, and if I was counting on taking a nap, that wouldn't happen. So and then when... Do you want to say something?
No.
Oh. No. And then when she turned 1 year old, we took her to the pediatrician for a yearly checkup, and so we were dude, this child is still not sleeping. They said that as she grows older, she's going to start sleeping for longer. And then we told her basically what was happening and how we were doing it. He was no, that is not supposed to happen. So he took us through this process of sleep training called controlled crying. So basically what controlled crying is, and I think it's something that he wrote a book on, because he's quite popular on the sleep training academic or research department. So then he told us that we need to put it down at every day at the same time. So create a routine. We did have kind of a routine even in the beginning.
But we knew that
it made no difference.
Because to her, she'll sleep when she wants to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, remember we used to sleep between 11 and 12 p.m. Okay, let's say 10 and 12. That was her sleep time. According to her, that's when she was ready to sleep. So we'd be up until those time on a daily basis.
And sometimes what she would do is she would wake up at 12. If she had slept earlier, she would wake up at 12 and be awake for 2 to 3 hours. So that means from 12 to 3 a.m. she's just awake and she's playing, she's singing, and yeah. So it was a very excruciating experience. But anyway, getting back to the pediatrician's sleep training method. So he told us that we should put it down at the exact same time every night. So it'd be bath time, put it down, and then leave her. And the first rule was to get her out of our room. She had been sleeping, she wasn't on our bed, she was on a camp cot, same room. So he was like, we need to get her out of our room. And then secondly, we need to switch the lights off. So when we saying it's bedtime now, we switch the lights off and we walk out decisively. And the one other thing that he suggested we do is that we keep the corridor passage light on so that at least there's sunlight.
Doesn't feel like she's being abandoned.
Yeah. And then when you put it down, you wait 2 minutes. So the first 2 minutes, she's screaming on top of her lungs, but you're not allowed to go in. And then after the 2 minutes, you go in, you comfort her until the, what do you call that?
I don't know what it's called in English.
Hysterical cry.
Oh, no, she's not hysterical. She may still be crying, but
she's very calmly
controlled crying. Yeah.
And the other thing with Luahwa, her cries are mixed with conversation. So she'll cry and be like,
no, but not the first 2 minutes.
The first 2 minutes. Yes. Oh, they were crazy.
Yeah, you need to be strong. Did you mention that you need to be yo? Yeah,
we wanted to use alcohol to numb our pain.
You gotta be strong for the sleep training. That cry is not nice. You swear she's dying.
Yeah.
Yo.
And then the first 2 minutes she jumped out of the cot. So we had a boom.
Yeah, because the cot has levels.
Yeah. So I was like, there's no way she jumped out of the cot. So when we went to check, she was out. So I put her back in, and now we put cushions and teddy bears on the floor so that at least she doesn't land so badly. So I think she jumped 3 times, and then we decided, no, let's lower the cot to the lowest level so she's unable to jump through. So after we did that, it was now about 9, or maybe we'd been in it for about an hour or so. But eventually, so what the pediatrician also suggested we do, he gave us a prescription for this sedative. I don't know the name of it.
Sedative sounds strong.
Yeah,
it's like sleep medicine. It's not a sedation. She doesn't
die.
Yeah, it's just something to help her sleep.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't kick in immediately. It takes about half an hour to kick in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to help you sleep train your child. Because the child has been now in a routine where she is the law. She does her own thing. So you can use this method from about 9 months.
7 to 9 months.
No, I think it said 9 months. Okay, could, but I think it was
from 9 months.
9 months on.
9 months on.
You could use this method. I guess that's when they suggest you start sleep training also.
Yeah.
But yeah, from 9 months on, you can sleep. You use this medicine. So as Asi had said, you do the 2 minutes. You calm her down. Put her back. Add another 2 minutes at a time.
So now you come back after 4
minutes, and then same thing. If she's popoed or thrown up, just clean up, put her down, even if she's still crying, and so on. The total time must then add up to
an hour.
No, 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, 30 minutes.
30 minutes, because it's gonna be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah.
The total time will be 30 minutes, and then after that, you give her the medicine, and then you still add from that 10 minutes another 2 minutes, which is 12 minutes. You let her, eventually she'll fall asleep.
Until she falls asleep.
Until she falls asleep on her own. The medicine will help her fall asleep, trust me. Even though it doesn't seem like it, it'll
but it doesn't help her stay asleep.
Yeah, it just helps her fall asleep.
The initial falling asleep part. So we did that for about, I think we gave her the medicine only once on the first time that we trained. And then for the rest of that week she was sleeping well, and this time we didn't even need to do the 2 minutes thing. We'd literally just put her down, switch the lights off, and get out of the room, and she would be asleep. And we didn't know what she was doing or how she was putting herself to sleep until we got a security camera where we were able to now watch her. So what she would do is that she would get up from the bed, look to the door, and then put herself back to sleep, which was quite cute to watch and to see. So yeah, that has been our experience. And currently what she's doing is the initial process of sleeping sometimes can be tricky. It can take up to like an hour for her to fall asleep, but at least she doesn't cry. If she does cry, then we go in. But if she's just standing on her cot, she likes to sing, so she will just stand there, sing, talk,
complain at the same time, that you're not picking up, but sing at the same time. Then there's the praise hands.
She has a very like worship hand that's always up, so we just watch her on the camera, and then eventually we go in and we're like, no, we need to sleep, put her down and cover her, and we'll walk out, and she sleeps.
I also think it helps because when we're sleep training, we're like, okay, it's time to sleep.
Communicating, those telling her what she needs to do, like Lala, like you need to sleep. Lala Dombi, good night. And so the other thing that we have changed is that I no longer breastfeed through the night. So the last feed that she gets is right before we put it down. So
Oh yeah. On that, sorry.
That's fine.
It just reminded me now. What the doctor said is that the reason why she was to wake up every 2 hours or 30 minutes is because of what it's our fault actually. Because this is the sleep cycle. Apparently, I'm not a scientist at this, but it's 2 hours. The sleep cycle is
90. He said 90 minutes.
Well, there's a sleep cycle you go through, right? And after that sleep cycle ends,
you revert back to original.
You revert back, and then what she used to do is she used to like, what's that? English.
Morning,
Morning. So then what we would do is we would jump so that she doesn't wake up, pick her up and put her to sleep. So in her mind, she now needed that comfort every 90 to 2 hours because the sleep cycle is in 2 hours to 90 minutes. So that it's our fault for her being like that.
So he even made an example that even as adult, if you fall asleep in one certain position, every 90 minutes to 2 hours, you revert back to the same position, so the same comfort. So if I was giving Hulu a boob every time she woke up, reverting back to the original position of sleeping, that would give her the habit of wanting the same thing. So sleep training, technically what it does is that it takes away the comfort and allows you to self-soothe on your own. So it gives you the ability to put yourself back to sleep. So which is why the initial way of falling asleep is crucial for sleep training. So that's why we were not giving her the boob, we're not rocking her to sleep, and we were not even holding her to sleep because we don't want her to wake up every 90 to 2 hours, 2 hours, 90 minutes to 2 hours, wanting to be held.
Yeah, we're trying to prevent her from building dependence on
dependency.
To fall asleep. You must just put her down and she must sleep.
On her own. And it's worked well. In the beginning, she was waking up like maybe twice. She would sleep at 8 o'clock and then wake up between 12 and 2 a.m. And then even that wouldn't be hard to put her back to sleep. You just go there, we give her a hug and we put her down. And then we walk out and she sleeps until 6:30 a.m. But now that has changed. She sleeps around 9 because she takes time to sing and talk and whatever she's doing, and then she sleeps right through the night and wakes up between 7 and 8.
If she does wake up during the night, I think it's because of the teething right now. The teeth are killing her, so. But she's better now.
She is. She's really, really better now. And I think we're lucky in a sense that she doesn't cry too much. So even when she is awake, at 2 a.m. and I hear that she's awake because she's doing the singing, I just look, and sometimes she's still laying down, sometimes she's standing on her feet, and she'll eventually put herself back to sleep, which has been amazing. So yeah, what else do you want to add?
No, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah. So our routine looks like this. She has supper at 7. And then at 7:30 it's bath time. Between 7:30 and 8 it's bath time, and then story time or bedtime story. And then at 8, between 8 and maybe 8:15 to 8:30, that's when we are winding down. So winding down involves, I put her on the boob for like 5 minutes, depending on how much she wants to have. She's usually very full at that time. And then we just hold her, and then when she's really feeling sleepy, we put her down because we're avoiding her falling asleep in our arms. And we switch the lights off. Oh, we've actually switched the corridor light off now, because I think she's done it. She knows that she isn't being thrown in her own room by herself. She knows she's loved. So and she's actually not scared. A lot of people worry that, isn't she scared? Isn't she?
No.
Aren't you worried having there by herself? No,
she's good.
She's good. And
even when you walk in, she's like, "Oh, you're back."
Yeah. And then when you leave, it's like, "Oh, you're leaving." So we've done well. And the one thing now that going forward we wanting to do is, should we have a second child, we are definitely sleep training. We're not going to get to the habit of shushuzing so much, but we're not going to take away the cuddles and the love, because those are crucial for the baby's development, emotional development specifically. So yeah, we've done well, babe. High five. We've really done well, and we've been a great team.
We have.
Yeah. But anyway, I hope we have covered all the crucial points that we wanted to cover. We have, ne?
Yes, we have.
We've shared our experience with sleep training. If you have more questions that you'd actually like to
remember,
ask us.
Sorry, sleep training does not mean that you do not love your child.
Yes, because there's a lot of other places or other moms out there who are like against sleep training because it takes away from the
Yes, I know this feeling, because I had that feeling, but it's for the best, because now you're letting your child be independent, but it doesn't mean that you're throwing them away to the wolves. Luaho hasn't changed. She's still full of love, bubbly child she is. Gives the most amazing hugs still. So
she gives the most amazing hugs.
So yeah, it's for the baby's good, and it's for your own mental health also. Now you can be more free.
Health.
You know, you're more free now. You have more time to yourself.
Yeah.
You can wake up feeling refreshed. So yeah.
It's very nice. Anyway, hope you've learned something from that. Leave your comments below, and we'll see if you have any other questions. You can just ask us. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Oopsie. How do you stop this? There it is. Sorry, that was our timer. We needed not to get beyond 18 minutes. But anyway, love you guys. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next video.
Cheers.